So I've been thinking a lot about the next 10 years of my life. To understand this properly, let me give you some context from the past 10 years of my life. When I was around 12, my mom sent me to a summer camp to learn how to code. And I was a bit of a nerd, so I taught myself more, and eventually I published a really simple app on the iOS App Store. And besides coding, I love making films and the idea of starting a business. At one point, I even created a small clothing brand called Jungler, which gained a tiny bit of popularity for a while. I was really motivated by my own interests, so I pursued computer science at A level, and eventually I earned a scholarship from the government. Then I received an offer from a university in the UK to study computer science, so I packed my bags, told my parents I loved them, and off I went. During my time at university, I took part in a startup pitching competition with some of my friends, and we ended up winning.
So our first place this evening for Design Your Future goes to Marc,
The success of this led my friend Eben and I to use the startup capital to start a company called Reflink Labs, where we began brainstorming ideas. Right, where are we off to?
Dunno. Bitches!
During this time, I stumbled upon a subculture online called indie hackers. Now, indie hackers are entrepreneurs,
Just bought this new Lamborghini here.
developers, and creators who build and grow online businesses independently. These people, they focus on creating small-scale, bootstrap startups that generate revenue and profitability from the start.
But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things? Knowledge.
And this was essentially what we were trying to do with Reflink Labs. So a couple of weeks ago, I launched my first mini startup. So my idea is jobs. It generated some hype, but when I launched, the crowd went mild. The results, almost no users, almost no repeat logins, and around £70 in losses due to a misconfigured server. I fixed it later, but that experience made me realize that what I was trying to do was a bit different than what many indie hackers were already doing. I've always loved showing people new things that I've made, but in all honesty, I didn't really care if it made money or not. My goals weren't necessarily aligned with the indie hacker mentality. So I asked myself, would I rather spend the next 10 years building a bunch of different things in different fields and seeing what sticks, or would I rather focus on one field and build a bunch of things around that? I realized I spent the last 10 years learning how to code, learning how to communicate with people, learning how to solve problems. And I want to spend the next 10 years learning even more. Oh, there is a cow.
Oh, it is a cow on the roof.
Let's see if we can see that cow.
Why are you wearing it on the glass?
Moo! So in his book, So Good They Can't Ignore You, Cal Newport argues that building a remarkable career isn't about following your passion, it's about cultivating rare and valuable skills through deep work and deliberate practice. To go deep into a field or technology, you need to adopt what Newport calls the craftsman mindset. Mindset focuses on deliberate practice, continuous improvement, and getting really good at something rather than chasing after fleeting interests. So to truly try and understand and leverage a field, you need to engage in deep work, which are long periods of focused, distraction-free effort. This deep focus allows you to build rare and valuable skills, which Newport argues are the key to gaining what he calls career capital. And once you have career capital, you're so good that they can't ignore you and gain control over your work life, and you can shape the career that you want. So that's what I'll be spending the next 10 years doing, going deep into one field and perfecting my craft. What will I go deep in? I'm not entirely sure yet, but I'm exploring. And that's what Marc's Fieldnotes will be about from now on. In a way, it's what it's always been about. It's been about learning something new, meeting new people, visiting new places, and learning from all of them. Because the little moments of learning that we collect along the way, they add up. And that's called your life.